Recently, I was browsing through my PureFlix subscription, which is the evangelical streaming service sometimes known as Christian Netflix, because apparently evangelists are the perfect symbol of purity, while the rest of us are sinning dirty little piglets. Even though if a 13-year-old girl had to choose between getting a ride home from my gay ass or the creepy minister who stares at their legs, they're gonna choose friendly gay Nicholas every time. And guess what? We're stopping at McDonald's for milkshakes! I recently stumbled upon a PureFlix show called The Dream Motel, which is about a guardian angel hotel owner who shows guests the error of their ways by disrupting their vacations with the future, the past, with alternate realities. Basically, if you check into this hotel, he's gonna Ebenezer Scrooge your ass. And there's not even a hot breakfast buffet in the morning.
There's pastries and coffee in the lobby in the morning.
Fine.
So let's visit the Dream Motel, where the check-in counter is clearly not pro-choice, for an episode that deals with pregnancy and the decisions that come along with it. This is the trigger warning for that potentially sensitive topic, while we dive into the world of this manipulative maitre d' and his piercing blue eyes, where we will encounter some sinfully drab production design, preachy plot, and the most unexciting way to visit the future since normal aging. Just like a prayer, I'm gonna take you there for another PureFlix installment of Clip Breakdown. Hello television viewers, my name is Nick. Thank you so much for joining me once again on my channel for another installment of Clip Breakdown. This is the playlist where we dive into our favorite movies, TV movies, and other content that I encounter. And we bust down the door like we're raiding your youth pastor's basement to look at each individual clip and say, okay, Jesus Christ. Or we say, oh no, Lucifer Johnson. I don't know what the devil's last name is. And today we're gonna go back into the world of PureFlix because I love my PureFlix subscription. It's a very reasonable, I think like $10 a month or something like that. Mama, I would pay twice that. Actually, no. I'm just glad they don't cancel my account for these videos that I do, because I was shook when we encountered this one. This is not a sitcom. This is sort of like a Touched by an Angel feel, because we go, oh, look it, I have a coffee over here. Okay, so Dream Motel, Check In with an Angel is like the subtitle. So you get a feeling right off the bat that there's gonna be some heavenly intervention. My favorite thing is when an angel on TV, his name is Gabriel. It's like, okay, we see you over there being obvious, but let's join. Every episode we meet a different guest. So this is like episode 7, I think, of the first and only season, starring this woman. Her character's name is Jen. Whoa, what kind of Christian rock earthquake is she traversing through? This is what American missiles look like when they're on their way to liberate a Middle Eastern country. Just plowing through the night like, Jesus loves America, and we're coming for your ass. You can tell that they shot this car thing handheld and it was really rocky. And there's moments where her face kind of jumps, but not only that, but you see the warp kind of happening. That's because they used a filter called a warp stabilizer, which will basically take shaky footage and crop in and try to gyroscope digitally so that it can have like a still image, but a lot of times it'll glitch and the person will like, whoa, look all stretched out for a few frames. Obviously not the preferable method to shooting in a car, where you would have like a platform outside of it that you can shoot through the door and it's being pulled by a trailer. Honestly, it's so dark, they could have just had her be stationary and had someone with a tripod outside the opposite window and then someone with some fake headlights giving her some light, because literally you can't see any detail of her driving, so I don't know why they had her actually drive. But that's not for us to understand. This show was shot on location in Illinois. Sometimes my PureFlix videos reach the cast members of the show itself, so if any of the actors are watching this, thank you for putting in all of your hard work. It couldn't have been easy to shoot this show. I'm sorry that I don't like the script, but love ya. Love ya, love ya. Jen arrives at the hotel where she meets the guy who like checks her in. He's this like really handsome guy. What's his name? Tim? No, his name is Jesse. I don't know why I thought his name was Tim, but since episode 1, he's like the main guy who helps you out when you check into the hotel. I would let him hit it. You can tell he blow dries his hair and everything getting ready for work. I'm into it. I mean, he's a little bit like, don't get an abortion, and that's extra for me, but you can keep that in your back pocket and bring it to church camp, sir. Anyway, Jesse's checking in at the hotel.
Number 147. It's the best room in a motel, if I do say so myself.
I don't mean to sound snobby, but if this is the best room in your hotel, do all of the others have rotting murder victims in them? Like, mama, if this is your presidential suite, then the super value room must be a bloody mattress at the bottom of an empty swimming pool. Like, are they shooting on a real hotel somewhere that gave them a cheap rate? That must be it. If this is your blessed miracle motel, you're gonna have a hard time convincing atheists, because those duvet covers looked strictly like a loving God has never laid eyes on them. But Jessie was just having car troubles and it was raining, so this is where she needed to end up. It's fine for the night.
Home sweet home.
Well, it finally happened. We made the dark discovery that Jen is actually considering reading those poorly photocopied brochures. Side note, if she could just donate 1/3 of her 42-inch virgin hair, she could afford a night in the Four Seasons. She could be rocking a pixie cut, eating crab tails, lobster feet, whatever they do at the Ritz-Carlton. But I wasn't joking about these brochures. Like, what is the art department on this shoot? Some kids with finger paint? Literally, like, there's photocopied staples in it. Their page is torn. They didn't need to actually get a government brochure printed off of the library website. It cost like very little to design something that's a little nicer looking. Just like it would have been nice if they could have lit this room with more than just the incandescent bulb that was already in there. I don't even know if they dusted before they shot in this room. We'll be lucky, but that's certainly a haunted chair that someone's grandma died in, so the whole set design is bumming me out. I'm sorry. Dream motel? Ooh, not my dream. So we fade to black knowing that Jen is actually considering ending her pregnancy, and we're gonna take a strong stance on that here at PureFlix, that's for sure. She said, maybe if I watch this strobe light TV, the baby will be too disoriented to get born. If you recall, old tube TVs like this never showed up well on video camera because the way the light kind of scans down at a different rate than the frame rate of the camera, so it catches those lines moving. That kind of all went away once we moved to LCD screens, but even though this show was shot in 2019, they're still using a TV from at least 2005. Also, I don't know what she's supposed to be watching, but it looks like they're playing hidden camera footage of the guests who died in this hotel room before her. It's the movie Vacancy, but the God blessin'. The God blessin' ya. The God be blessin' ya. And also with ya. That's what they say at church. This is freaky, girl. You better change out of those Valentine's Day pajama pants and be ready to run. Those fleece pajama pants are the official uniform of med seekers in the ER waiting room. It's time to get into the phone conversation of Jen's phone world. I don't know why I said it like that. Get over it.
I really think you're doing the right thing. We're barely out of high school and we don't need this. I don't need this.
Oh, you mean you don't need to push a 10-pound miniature human out of my vagina? That's a really good point, thanks. So forgive me if I'm not here sitting up all night in my jizz-encrusted hotel room thinking about your needs, sir. What a jerk. That's Brad, the father of her soon-to-be baby.
Next message. This is Dr. Channing's secretary from the Midpoint Family Planning Center. I'm just calling to confirm your appointment for tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Thank you.
Alrighty, now that we're done checking your voicemail, can something interesting happen?
Next message.
Hey, darling. It's Mom.
Damn, Jen, was your secretary on vacation today? This girl's got 99 emails and they're all filled with unsolicited advice about her unborn fetus. This is why I don't tell people anything. You won't know if I even get my wisdom tooth removed. I'll just show up one day and be like, oh, my face looks slimmer. It's because of no reason.
Let's sit down and talk and have some coffee. I'll make my special blend. I know you love it.
Ugh, Mom, you know I can't resist your pro-life light roast. Tell you what, I'll stop by tomorrow after my abortion appointment. Ooh, good idea. There's like a knock at the door and Jen goes outside and then suddenly she's no longer in her dowdy little PJs. She's outside in this kind of green screen looking environment.
Where am I?
Well, you are in the Hope Springs Municipal Park in, well, Hope Springs.
How did I get here? Is there a police station around?
Well, we do have a sheriff's office, but Herb's probably not in today. You may get lucky and find him at the cafe. Best coffee in town. Ask for their special blend.
I didn't know God was that nosy neighbor from Home Improvement. I must really have not been paying attention in church. I was really distracted by that sexy Jesus statue. You know, the one where he's bleeding just a little bit. Also, I love that they used a real Illinois newspaper for this prop because it inadvertently supports the fight against climate change. It also includes the obituaries of several dead grandpas who served their country. Thank you for your service, daddies. So as requested, Jen goes to the cafe where she hopes to find the sheriff. because she's like, maybe this sheriff will explain why I'm having a mental breakdown? Not sure.
There you go, Billy. Eggs just how you like them.
Ah yes, my favorite type of eggs is no eggs on a plate. Batgirl said, well Billy, here are your eggs. While ordering coffee, Jen meets Madison, the young waitress who's waitressing.
We've got a saying around here. If it's a beautiful day, the sheriff's away. Yeah, you can be sure of one thing around here. If the weather's good, sheriff's gone fishing.
Well then I hope I'm not the victim of a violent crime when it's 70 degrees and sunny, or your police department will just leave me to die while they drink by the creek. If we can't even abolish the police force in this symbolic image of heaven, then America is truly f***ed. Madison is really going for it. She very much feels like an historical reenactor, only not really interesting. She's like, oh well, he's out fishing by the creek. Yeah, we got a saying around here. It's like, who are you saying yeah to? No one said anything. Okay, whatever.
I made it myself. It's my mother's recipe. She called it her special blend.
Everyone's talking about this special blend, so I have to ask, did your mom piss in this coffee? They're like, no, but we will give you an extra long close-up of this dirty coffee pot pouring into this drippy, drippy mug. Do you love it? Yeah, real beautiful. Hi, God, let's get an Emmy going. Let's get that engraved for PureFlix. Thanks. In case you're wondering, the secret to this special blend of coffee is a splash of vanilla. It makes all the difference, she says. And I'm just like, was this about God at some point? Because I don't give a shit about the coffee. When she catches a glimpse of the calendar, she realizes that it's no longer February 2019. It's July 2039 or something like this. And she starts freaking out.
1 minute it's night, then it's day. July when it's supposed to be February, and 2036? It's not 2036, it's 2019.
Everything okay out here?
Oh, it's fine, Vern. We just got another one of those city crackheads in here freaking out over calendars. She'll settle down once she gets some of that fresh, clean country crack in her system. I would have this lady subdued the second she raised her voice in my domain of chocolate croissants. I came to small town America to sling hash and gash bash. Not to be fighting with little Miss Sophie's Choice over here coming through with the after school special. Not on my watch.
What the heck is going on?
See, this is why you can't have an abortion. You need to pass down those incredible Irish step dancing skills. In what world was it important to see her clomping across that laminate flooring in real time? I have to know, and I'll pray to God directly in order to find out. Dear God, I forgive you for that thing where you made me poop a little during sex. I have a question for you. Yep, I guess I'm gonna leave that joke in. I checked in with my spiritual advisor. Sometimes I don't know why you guys are even... What is I say? What is I saying? Johnny, what are you saying? That's what people need to say to me. Next time I go out of control in the audience, you have to say, Johnny, what are you saying? That's our safe word. Johnny, oh Johnny, what are you saying? Johnny, Johnny. As usual, I'm a little shocked that the shows that wind up on PureFlix don't try harder with their storytelling. And it's not like you need to go to some fancy film school to learn this stuff. The information is all freely available on the internet, especially on platforms like Skillshare, the sponsor of today's video. Skillshare is an online learning community for creative and curious people with thousands of online classes for creators that will help you build your valuable skill sets, explore your passions, and just find new ways to get lost in that creative flow. I think Skillshare is an amazing resource for anyone with a side hustle because you can learn graphic design, screenwriting, photography, filmmaking, comedy courses. This month I've been exploring Artivism, Create Inspiring Art for Change, taught by Nicholas Smith, who is teaching me how to translate my reactions to the world around me into art with effective messaging. Skillshare provides ad-free learning that helps you follow your passion without distraction, with new premium classes being added all the time. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in my description will receive a free trial of premium membership so you can explore your creativity. Now let's get back into the dream motel because I hear something happening through the wall. So Jessie from the front desk appears at this diner and Margaret, or whatever her name is, goes over and is like, Jessie, what the hell did you do to my brain? Did you spike my little complimentary water bottle with ketamine or something? And he's like, yes, my child, I did. No, he explained.
You see, none of this really exists. I mean, not in your reality, at least. This cafe, this town, these people, they're simply shadows of what could be. One of those guys over there is riding high on Wall Street back in 2019. But I brought him here to let him reevaluate his life. and let him see that money making is not the most important thing in the world.
It's just, you know, vital to our survival and upward mobility in a capitalist society. You want this guy to stop earning money in his prime just so that he can play cards at an empty cafe in his 60s? I don't get it. Give me a better example, preacher. Bring that DILF energy back to the reality. Give me something I can work with.
Take Billy, for example. You see, in 1985, he's a student in New York with a PhD. His wife got killed in a drive-by shooting.
Oof. You know what? I think I'm gonna take that coffee to go. This cafe has a lot of average looking people with worse than average backstories, and it doesn't even come with any bacon Gruyere egg bites, so we're out. Apparently, Jesse just fills this Twilight Zone with people who need to learn something about their life from all types of, you know, he spans time and space, which is crazy to me. I would love that. I'd be like, ooh, can you send me to the 1920s? I wanna do the Charlton and get sodomized or something. Ooh, what am I talking about?
Billy has spent the last 2 years tracking down that shooter, but not to bring him to justice or to put him behind bars, but to kill him.
Now, is there a wait list for being killed by Billy over there, or can I go next? Because even the music that you got playing in this cafe feels like it's from a sad family gathering, like remembering Grandpa's death anniversary or something, you know? Why is the whole episode about you telling me the story that could be their own episodes? Make Billy its own episode. Don't just tell this girl about it. Give her something to look at. Like, we're already over halfway through the episode. Nothing's happened yet. You're just explaining this concept that we should already know if we've been watching since episode 1, which we have.
I brought him here so he could maybe find some evidences and whatnot, and so he can take it back and give it to the local authorities so that guy can be brought to real justice, the legal way.
How does that guy from 1985 know how to use a Dell HP laptop? Also, my favorite line of dialogue in the whole episode is when he says he brought that guy here to find some evidences and whatnot.
Find some evidences and whatnot.
It's like, okay, I'm so glad we got Grandpa his typewriter so he can write his little religious stories. The dialogue is a little stale, but we're just happy he's eating again. Keeps the brain sharp. They try to make a point about how all of these choices are interconnected. So when this guy brings, oh my God, this is so nuts. When that guy on the laptop doesn't kill his wife's shooter, that shooter was only 18 and goes to prison for just 10 years. And so then he gets out and has a son, and that son is a good guy.
His son's a good man, nothing like his father, and he'll be given a chance at life.
We are speeding through these ghost introductions now, aren't we? He said, what in Disney's Haunted Mansion is going down at this diner, I ask you? What's going down at the diner today? What's going down at the diner today? We're ordering hash browns, home fries, everybody put it in the skillet and everybody's frying it up. Serve it hot, take a bite, we love breakfast, the best meal on a flight. Time to have your orange juice for fun. I don't know what just happened, but it was really fun. It was really fun for me. You guys, every day we get closer and closer to God's light when I sing. It just brings me when I feel closest to God. When I sing, I feel close to God. Oh yeah, baby. When I sing, I feel close to God. Sing it in the microphone. All of this talk, now we finally can focus our sights right back on Jen, the girl who's about to go to the doctors, and that's our business.
So, you were some kind of like time-traveling angel or a fairy godmother? Even though you're obviously a man.
Excuse me, did you just assume my gender? You have a French braid that's 3 stories long. I didn't just automatically assume you were Rapunzel. Also, yes, he is a mixture between a time-traveling guardian angel and a fairy godmother. And it's just as stupid as it sounds when you say it out loud. It's like, I can't really even explain to you how 90 seconds of more talking had to go by of them sitting at this table at this empty Starbucks before they could finally get to what we've been waiting to have revealed to us this whole time.
Coffee. Medicine.
No offense to Jen, but it's taken her like 20 minutes to realize that her aborted baby has been serving her coffee. Mama, she came up to you with a cup of coffee and a birth certificate saying you are the mother. Maury Povich was getting pancakes down the aisle being like, yeah. Let's not act new here. Jesus told you not to get the abortion and now he's showing you with this little interactive 3D movie. You better hold on tight to these nuggets of wisdom. This gets worse. Just so you know, this gets weirder in just a second because Jen has to go talk to her unborn child now.
Would you mind telling me a little bit about yourself?
Huh?
You heard me with your little orphan Annie ass. Now I want you to take 4 of those records off the wall and spin them on your fingers and your toes like a circus clown and prove that you're my daughter. See, I'm a skeptic. She, as an atheist, this is what she should be doing. She should be asking the scientific questions. Like, this is all made up and a hallucination from Jessie, so I don't know why she has to come up with a backstory, but she's like, oh, I'm a friend of your mom's. Tell me all about yourself.
I want to be a doctor. You say you knew my mother. Then you'll know that she died of cancer when she was only 30 years old.
30 years old?
She was an amazing woman, had her whole life ahead of her. She got accepted into Harvard Law right out of high school, and then she found out she was pregnant. She was only 19 years old. She gave up all her dreams just so she could have me. And then, a few years later, she got cancer.
Well, at least she had a short life where she gave up all of her dreams. And I thought the wood paneling would be the most depressing part about this diner. I legit was shook when she was like, well, my mom had me and then died of cancer shortly after. I'm like, you're telling this to the woman who's going to have to die of cancer at age 30? What?
I mean, let's face it. I wouldn't be here today if she had made the wrong choice.
Yeah, and then who would keep forgetting to refill the coffee at table 11? Basically, Jen got a chance to go to Harvard, but it's more important that her unborn daughter gets to wear an apron in 18 years. Well, why? Also, I take huge issue with the fact that all of a sudden, Jen has this opportunity to go to Harvard. This is the first time we're hearing about it from the mouth of her unborn babe. Like, they could have built that into the car ride at the beginning where she's like, I'm fresh out of high school, I am going to Harvard to study molecular science or faith-based technology or whatever they want to do, but they didn't even bother to bring that up. They just had Brad being like, I don't need this being your baby. My head is spinning. I'm too busy trying to comprehend that I just got told I'm gonna die of cancer at age 30. Me being Jen here. Jen is like, I'm gonna have a baby and then die a few years later. Got it.
I love you, Mom. Thank you.
I love you too, Madison. Hey, Miri. What day is it?
Well, it's Christmas Day, of course.
Jen wakes up and realizes it's not too late. This has all been a dream, and she doesn't have to go through with her Planned Parenthood appointment. She's so grateful when Jessie comes to the door.
I took the liberty of fixing your car for you.
Thank you, Jessie. Thank you for everything.
Like telling me that I only have 11 more years to live and then I'm gonna die of cancer and that I have to have a baby for that whole time. Yee, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Also, thanks for breaking into my car while I was asleep, even though I never told you anything about it breaking down. Jessie, girl, you gotta get your hands out of my carburetor. No one asked you, like she didn't even tell you that she was gonna have the abortion. You just knew this through your heavenly ways. That's a HIPAA violation. I wanna speak to your manager, St. Peter, and I want him to wear his Air Jordans with the wings on them, like in Hercules. I think I'm just free associating now. Let's keep watching.
Can I help you? Yeah, I need a room.
Sure thing. Would you like the contemplating abortion suite or the living a life of crime economy sleeper? Oh my goodness, what a doozy. That's all she wrote for the Dream Motel. Meeting Madison is the name of this episode. Whoa. I did not, like, you would have thought that they would be like, and you're gonna live a beautiful life of companionship with this daughter who's gonna grow up to be this beautiful person. They just went a different route. They were like, you're gonna die of cancer, but then your daughter's gonna grow up to be maybe a cancer doctor. So it's worth it? I would be like, listen, your plan didn't work. I'm gonna go ahead and not have this baby so that I can go to Cabo once a year for the next 11 years of my life before I die a slow, ill death. So thanks, Jesus. Appreciate the good looking out. Thanks for the preview. I'm gonna go ahead and buy the full premium membership to not having a baby. That's just me though. Let me know how you would respond to this little Dream Motel scheme. Maybe I'm just not as easily manipulated as some of these guests at the motel. But give me a key card, Grandpa. I'll check in. You can come visit me. Bring me a little nightcap. Oh, Jessie is hot. What can I say? Anyway, let me know what you think about this PureFlix original and if there are other faith-based programs I should check out. I've got one in the pipeline that I saw on TikTok that you might be familiar with too. But most importantly, give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see even more clip breakdowns just like this. But most importantly, if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you click that subscribe button right down here. That way you never miss new videos from me. I upload 2 new ones every week, so turn on notifications if you always want to be the first to know when we're coming down from the skies with a big cloud reference. You guys are all the greatest. Thank you so much for making a choice that you had every right to make. I will see you next time. Mwah.